Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Get all your latest professional wrestling news and updates. AEW, Impact Wrestling, WWE, NXT, live viewing parties with eWrestling News fans. Don't miss out. Go to eWrestlingNews.com today. The best damn wrestling site on the planet. I've been watching wrestling for over 30 years. Professional wrestling is in my blood. Inside this box, there are thousands of professional wrestling cards. So many legends and superstars have come and passed, while some still have a long ways to go. These cards are a true testament of time for every bit of blood, sweat, and tears. Travel back in time to 1991, the 1991 Impel World Championship Wrestling card set. On this exciting episode of Superstars with Cards. The Classics. The Rookies. The Legends. Wrestling cards are back. Bigger than ever. Gaming News Empire presents Superstars on Cards. Alright folks, welcome back to Superstars on Cards, and on today's episode we're going to be checking out the 1991 Impel World Championship Wrestling card set. A card set that's beyond legendary. Tons of classics. Ric Flair, we got Sting, all kinds of classic stuff going on here, and definitely one of the best looking card sets with the leopard print looking border going around it, if that's what we want to call it. Definitely one of the coolest looking aesthetics on cards from back then. Any further ado, let's head over to the WrestleVessel for top wrestling cards of the week. Let's head over there and let's check out what he has to offer. It's time for another WrestleVessel report. Top wrestling cards of the week.
All right, welcome back, guys, for episode number 4 here today, and always awesome work by the Aftershock there. So ready to show you guys some classic WWF magazine cards. Now, I think from around maybe sort of like in '94 up until I'd say 98 or so, maybe 99, WWF was making some cards that came with the magazines, from the official World Wrestling Federation magazine. And, I didn't keep them all. I have a good portion. I didn't keep them all, but we'll go through some of those today, though. So let's see if I can. Maybe I'll just hold it like this. So I'm trying to figure the best way to do it. All right, let me take out some pages. We'll do it the way I did before. All right, so these are some of the magazine cards here. So you got, like, the WrestleMania 10 ladder match. As you saw past, another Bret Hart one I got signed. This one's signed by Duke the Dumpster Droese, and just basically a regular scrub there, nothing major. Duke the Dumpster. We got Undertaker from the Survivor Series, like Thanksgiving Parade float, like Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade float. We got Savio Vega against one of the Blue Twins. We got Rad Rafford, Louis Spicolli, Waylon Mercy, and he signed the back for me. We got a WWF New Generation card. That might be a cool one to get signed by some people from that era. All right. I got Doc Hendricks, Techno Team 2000. Eric Watts signed it for me. We got Triple H. We got Bertha Faye. Ahmed Johnson signed that like in pen. Let's see, can you see that right there? Yeah, Ahmed Johnson signed that in pen. We got Warrior against Honky. We got Goldust against Bob Holly. Bob Holly signed that one. Dean Douglas, Fabulous Moolah, which is younger, I guess. That's a classic one, I guess. We got Jannetty against Skip, the Hitman Bret Hart, autographed by Bret Hart again. Very nice guy, signs a lot of stuff. Barry Horowitz, Hakushi, Shawn Michaels, the Smoking Guns, that's signed by Billy Gunn. Ivan Putski, he signed that one. King Kong Bundy signed that one. We got Avatar against Body Donna's Skip. I don't think that match ever made the TV. Avatar and Skip. Another one signed by Bret Hart against Roddy Piper. We got Jake against with Alice Cooper and Jimmy Hart. We got the Big Cat Ernie Ladd. We got Razor against Dean Douglas. We got DiBiase. We got Henry Godwin signed that one against the Brawler. We got Triple H. I showed you that one actually in the first episode, I believe. We got Undertaker against Brett. Perfect in Tornado. So just like I think it's good enough for today. It's just a good sample. There's a tons of WrestleMania WWF magazine cards I have. I do want to show you guys though, before I go for this segment, I have other ones too, but I just want to show you these cool ones they made in '96, where they actually like the 9 cards combined, like created like a picture of some wrestlers. So we'll just do that quickly before we go for this and hold on. Back here. All right. So, and those 96 cards I was just talking about, they made ones for Warrior and Michaels. Okay, so this is the Warrior sheet. And look at that. In the back, though, the picture, it makes a picture of the Warrior. How cool is that? And they did the same thing for Shawn Michaels. So these are some of the Michaels cards, like, some of his early single days. He's facing Bulldog and Cincinnati, and we got the ladder match and some of the later years, 96. And in the back, look at that, a cool picture of him as world champion. So the cards combined forms a one nice thing. All right, hope you guys have that. Keep collecting. Enjoy your WWF magazine cards. And let's take it back down to the studio to the Aftershock.
And without any further ado, before we show off this amazing World Championship Wrestling card set, let's head over to Zan Morning from Wrestling with Cards and get some interesting facts about this card set. And he knows quite a bit about these cards. So, down below, don't forget to subscribe to his channel and the Wrestle Vessel. They are literally wrestling historians. If you love wrestling cards and wrestling anything, subscribe to their channel right now and come back. Alright, without any further ado, let's head over to Zan Morning. Live from the Wrestling Card Control Center. Wrestling with Cards' very own Zan Morning.
What's up, wrestling fans? I'm Zan from Wrestling with Cards on YouTube. Today's wrestling cards are both totally awesome, but also at the same time being kind of the joke of the wrestling card hobby at the same time. And I'm sure you can guess it, the 1991 WCW Impel cards. This set features one of the most famous designs in wrestling card history, while at the same time being well known for possibly the most overproduced wrestling card set. In fact, many within the hobby like to joke that we still honestly think that Impel's printing some of these cards in 2021. I kinda kid, but kinda not. It's also interesting the fact that the most valuable card in this set, the most sought after card in this set, technically isn't even in the set at all. It was the Sting hologram card, which isn't numbered and was only put in cases as an incentive for dealers, so they were looking for those case hits. Couldn't find them in the packs, couldn't find them in the boxes, just the cases. But if the case hit is the card that everybody wants, then does that mean there's nothing else valuable in this set? Does that mean there's no other good cards? Well, actually there is, and you're going to find out about all of those cards in today's video. And after you're done checking out these totally rad cards, make sure to head over to my channel, Wrestling with Cards on YouTube, for even more great wrestling card content. Enjoy this trip back to the 90s.
Alright, so here we are. We're checking out the 1991 WCW Impel card set. And here we have a custom printed Impel card set checklist right here. And check this out. 162 cards inside this card set. And we're doing this in 4K, so let's turn the page right here. Alright, so here we go. Right away, what you're going to be seeing is a Sting holographic card right here. Now, this was an Impel card from the same year. I included it inside the set. It's not technically on the checklist, But there it is. And it's really, really nice looking. You can see the reflection on that. This is a very expensive card. And it's, you know, you can usually find it around $50 or $60 for this one card raw by itself. And if it's signed, of course, it's going to go for more money. And there's the back of it right there. And on the very first cards of the set right here, you're going to see a ton of Sting cards. So if you like Sting cards, here they are right here. There's a ton of amazing Sting cards. You have Sting all over the place right here. Sting with the World Champion, the World Championship Wrestling Heavyweight title belt right there, the World title. And it looks like Sting and Sid Vicious right here in the center. And who else do we have here? We have Sting, and tons of Sting. And Sting is definitely one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And I hope you guys enjoy all these Sting cards. Tons of Sting cards right there. I'm going to turn the page. You guys can see the back of those cards. There is a ton of different Sting cards right here detailing all kinds of stuff. And there's also 4 more cards on the next page featuring Sting. Sting doing the Scorpion Deathlock right here. Sting. Nice image of Sting right there. Pretty cool stuff. And we also have Lex Luger. More Lex Luger right here. 5 cards with Lex Luger on it. Turn the page, and there we go. We got some Luger cards right there, and more Lex Luger cards right here. And this Sid Vicious card right here is one of my favorites. That Sid Vicious card, I just love the facial expression that he has. He was like he's about ready to bite someone's head off. That is definitely, hands down, one of my favorite wrestling cards right there out of this set. This is the hidden gem. The angry, pissed off Sid Vicious card. That is number 24. He is so pissed off. He has an amazing facial expression right there. It's hilarious. And then we have Sid Vicious trying to break someone's neck down here. And another crazy facial expression down here. I want you guys to make sure you see that one. That is a classic. Hilarious. So far, this card set is awesome. I love the design on the card set. It's not gaudy looking. It's actually pretty cool. Aged quite well. And we have more classic cards right here. And forgive the reflection that we have here. Let's see what we have. We have some more Sid Vicious doing some crazy facial expressions. And oh my god, look how he has this guy bent up. He looks, oh my god. We have Sting right here being punished by Sid Vicious. You know, it looks like Luger is getting the crap beat out of him by Sid Vicious. And we got the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, right here on the bottom. Alright. Pretty cool card set so far. And on the side, you can definitely see we have Ric Flair right here on the bottom, along with Sid Vicious. And right here, we have a ton of Nature Boy Ric Flair cards. You guys can do the woo! The Ric Flair woo. We got a ton of Ric Flair cards. We got the 4 Horsemen card right here on top. We got Flair beating up somebody right here. Looks like it might be Ron Simmons. I think that might be who that is right there. We got the figure 4 leg lock being put on Lex Luger right there. And probably this one on the bottom is one of my favorites. It's Flair with the world title. And that was probably right before he took it over to WWF. We have more Ric Flair cards, and then we have some Arn Anderson cards. Classic Arn Anderson cards. Check that out. Some pretty good classic 4 Horsemen stuff right here. Let's turn the page. And that's card number 52. We got Arn Anderson. That's 51 to 52. And then look what we have here. We have some 9 Brian Pillman cards. And that goes to show you that I guess back in the day, Brian Pillman was a pretty big deal in WCW. They actually made 9 cards featuring Brian Pillman right here. And Brian Pillman was fairly new at the time too, so this is actually pretty interesting. Some pretty cool stuff. Technically 10 Brian Pillman cards. We have 9 cards over here. And we have 1 card right there. It's pretty crazy. We have the Z-Man. Z-Man has 2 cards. Actually 3 cards. And we have Terry Taylor. Terry Taylor has a handful of cards. Alright, Terry Taylor has 3 more cards on this page right here. And then we have good old Dirty Dutch Mantel. He has a handful of cards too. Some pretty cool stuff. So far, this World Championship Wrestling card set is actually really cool. Let's turn the page right here. We have Mr. Wall Street, also known to the WWF fans as IRS. But in WCW, he's known as Mr. Wall Street, and there he is. And we also have El Gigante. He has several cards of his own cards right here. Look at this. Pretty cool cards. So you guys can see it. Let's turn the page. And we have a few more El Gigante cards right here. We have Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich has a handful of cards, about 4 cards right there. And then we have the legendary Ricky Morton right there on the bottom. Ricky Morton is he still wrestles today. He's pretty crazy. That guy wrestles pretty damn good. Alright, let's turn the page right here. And the cards start turning different colors here. Look at this. We have more Ricky Mortons right there. Rock and Roll Express. We have the Steiner brothers. We got Rick Steiner and Scott Steiner. Got some classic looking cards right there. You can see the backs of those cards. It's tons of classics. The Steiner brothers, and it looks like they actually have a dog. I had no idea that they actually had a dog. Back in the day, we didn't. Where I lived over in Connecticut, we didn't have WCW. Unfortunately, we didn't have TNT or TBS on our cable systems. We only had WWF up in Connecticut at that time, or at least where I lived. So this is pretty interesting to actually see these WCW cards. And of course, I've actually went back and watched a lot of these classic WCW shows. We didn't get WCW until like around 93 or 94. And here we go. We have the Fabulous Freebirds right here. And there's a ton of Fabulous Freebird cards. There's even one over on the other page over here. More Fabulous Freebird cards, and then we have the Southern Boys. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not quite familiar with the Southern Boys, but there is a handful of cards featuring the Southern Boys from World Championship Wrestling. And we got more of the Southern Boys right here on top. And then, of course, we have Doom. We got Ron Simmons, the first black World Heavyweight Champion of all time. He actually won the belt in WCW. It was actually really awesome. And there we go. We got a picture of Doom right there. It's actually pretty cool. And we have some more. There's a ton of Doom cards right here. See, there's 9. Actually, there's 12 Doom cards. That's probably the most I've ever seen out of any of the superstars featured in this card set. It's quite a bit. Now we have Teddy Long right here on the bottom. You know Teddy Long goes, holla, 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 player. And then we have a Jim Ross card right there on top. Check that out. Jim Ross. We got Jim Ross. Several Jim Ross cards. We have Jim Ross, Missy Hyatt right there. We have 4 of her cards. And then, of course, we have the checklist. And that will conclude that specific set right there. And there's a little hint right here of another set that we might show off soon. That was the 1991 Impel World Championship Wrestling card set. And I hope you guys enjoyed that episode of Superstars on Cards. It's a great episode right there. And don't forget to check out the links down below. And don't forget to check out eWrestlingNews.com, as well as checking out Wrestling on Cards and the WrestleVessels YouTube channel. Don't forget to give a thumbs up and comment down below and let me know what you think.